Hello, friends. This is Valentine's Day or anything. Collaboration. The host is Six Kids and a Glue Gun in the Shabby Art Shack. And the co host is Lady in Red Crafting. Please check out their channels and the link to the playlist in the description box for all kinds of fun Valentine's Day or anything crafts.
For me, I don't even care. Just tell me what to do, and that's what I'll do. I'm done. So, I tried to get Brittany to do it, and me and Brittany went, and she loved the hunter green cabinets, and I'm like, absolutely, I'm not doing no hunter green. But that's what color she would have picked. But she absolutely does not like white. She's like, don't get white cabinets. And I asked the lady, and she said, yeah, white's not as popular as it was. And I'm like, well, I'm never going to be on the popular end anyway. So, and then I found out that because I wanted like 6-foot cabinets, and then to get the trim molding at the top, it was going to be an extra $1,500 over the regular molding at the top. And I'm like, Probably the only time I'm going to ever redo a kitchen. So I'm like, I got 12-foot ceilings, and that's what I don't like. The ceilings are so tall that I want the 6-foot cabinets so that, not 6 foot, sorry, but the standard is 36. I think they're 48. Although I would never be able to reach those. And then came the decision, do I want a cabinet over the refrigerator? I should have taken what it was. You'd go pick it out for me? Thank you, Marianne. I wish you were too. White cabinets show everything. I've had 2 years to think of this, and I just keep putting it off. That's the problem. Because we had water damage on the one sink, on the cabinet where the sink is, and so the insurance company is replacing just that area. So, of course, then I have to get all new cabinets that match, but if it's not done, this is my consequence. If I don't have it done by March, just for that small section that is just the base cabinets, I'm going to lose $4,000. They've already paid me $1,000, but then they won't pay you the rest until they see that it is finished. So it's either I make a decision or I lose $4,000 and have to do it at some point anyway. That's where the problem lies at the moment. So that's why I had it all written out there, and I turned around and I looked, because they had the white cabinet section right across from the wood tone that I have loved. That wood tone. For 2 years I've been looking at that wood tone. It's kind of an ashy wood. And then all of a sudden I got panic stricken, and it was like, oh, but if I went with the white, it would be so easy to match and put in the hardwood floor with natural wood. It would be so much easier to do the white. Hi, Tiffany. It was my first choice. Danette, I had really liked at one time the dark navy blue for the bottom. I do like that. If you had the white on the upper. I love the really dark navy. But then I'm like, I'll probably live there till I die. All I can keep thinking is, if I go to sell my house, what are they going to want? Should I go with the white, which I don't know. I got to make some kind of informed decision. Okay, so we've got the cookbook stand. After this, I'm done designing the gingerbread stuff. We've got the gingerbread rolling pin now. It's done. The cookie press is done. I do need to shade it. Oops. Then I need to write ginger on there. And then the coffee pot. And that'll be 5 pieces for the auction next week. Go with what I like, not resale. Thank you, Tylene. Vicki, you think I'll hate white later? Man. You know, what they've done... Okay. Cindy, do the ash cabinets, hardwood floor, 1 shade darker, and then a brown with white marble granite for the countertops. Oh. See, I went the other way. I had like a marble top with very little stuff running through it because I didn't want it to overpower. I do like the idea of, I don't know. I think I go with my first instinct of the ash cabinets because I really like that color. And I have been an all white person, but when you go from my dining room into the living room, there's these great big white pillars, and every bit of the woodwork in my house is white. There is not any dark wood whatsoever in my house. Everything is white. And then I painted my walls gray, and I don't like the gray. Now I want to go with more of a tan. I'm not a decorator. Never would want to make those decisions. But I didn't like... I'm going to go with a pretty simple backsplash because I get kind of, not motion sickness, but I kind of want to keep everything simple. And some of those backsplashes that have all the little things, you know, all the different colors, that kind of drives me crazy when I looked at that. I mean, it's pretty, but it's not something that I would want to look at. I would look at that and it would set my mind off. Like, I don't know. It didn't do much. So the one I picked out was kind of a light gray, but it was a really glossy brick. So it was just one freaking wasted day. It was just wasted. Went over there because I got my daughter a stove for Christmas. And so we get her stove. Well, my husband was getting tired of waiting like 3 hours for my cabinet choices, and so he went and sat in the car, and I knew which stove I wanted, so I went ahead and I paid for it, went out to the truck, and I'm like, we got to drive around back to get the stove. And he's like, it's pouring down rain. We can't get a stove in the back of the truck, and then the cardboard's going to be it's going to be out of the cardboard by the time we get home, because then it wasn't raining when we went in, but on the way out it was pouring, then it was snowing on the way home. He's like, we're not going to be able to get a stove out of the back of this truck with the box all falling apart. So I had to go back into Menards and say, I just bought this stove and I haven't even moved it yet. Can I get my money back? And she's like, well, you don't have to pick it up today. And I'm like, no, it's fine. I'm going to go to Menards that's closer to home. I went to this new Menards because they have a better selection of cabinets. I can get the stove at any of them. So that's been my day. I walked out without cabinets, without stove. I didn't even want to walk into Walmart. I was like, I'm ready to go home. They were impossible to keep clean. I would love Carol, I would love the open shelving. My husband's not agreeable to that at all. That's the one thing I could do. He didn't care about the color, but when I showed him a picture of open shelving, he's like, I do not want my dishes sitting out collecting dust. And I don't have much cabinet space to waste. I mean, my kitchen is very small too. And my husband's the one who still examines his plate before he gets it out of the cabinet. Make sure there's no dried on food anywhere on it. He's very, very picky when it comes to what he eats with. He examines everything. Me, I go to the grocery store and I throw it in my cart. Not him. He looks it all over and makes sure it's perfect. I think I'm... All right. So I'm going to do this in... We're going to do this in the same... Nope. I think I'll do it in the blue. Match that. Then I didn't know if I wanted the cabinet on top of the refrigerator. I just want to sell my house and go rent an apartment somewhere. I know, Marianne, when Brittany and I were looking at cabinets, they had some that had like frosted glass or the open glass, and I'm like, man, if I lived in a house that could be perfect, they would look so pretty, but there is no way I'm going to have glass on my cabinet doors because it would not look pretty. I like to stuff my stuff in there. And I got glasses like this and regular glasses and coffee, and nothing matches. It's all a hodgepodge of all the things. So, but it sure looks pretty. And if you have a big kitchen, I think it would be easier, because you could store your everyday dishes somewhere else. I don't know. It's not like people have much company anymore that anybody's going to really notice what your cabinets or anything looks like. But But I'm still feeling good. My medicine ran out. Yesterday morning was my last dose, so I haven't had the energy today, although maybe if I wouldn't have went to Terre Haute, I would have been better, but oh, you know what? I need a bigger brush. But I don't know. My husband and I had the exact same medicine. He is still over there coughing and throwing a lung. It didn't help him whatsoever. Paisley, she had it. I think and they gave him a steroid. Paisley had to go in today and get a steroid because she still has that cough from her COVID. And my husband can't get rid of it either. And I never did develop a cough. Oh, exactly. That's right, Marianne, because he had it for a while before, and he wasn't really sick with it, I think, in the beginning, so yeah, he didn't catch it right away. That's exactly right. Danette, that little envelope you made with those hearts was adorable. I love that. It was very pretty. I should have stopped before I got there. I know I've been working on this gingerbread set for so long. I'm ready for something else. So this is going to be the last of the set. Because now I've got to get out all those colors. And I'm going to run the dots that are on this coffee pot right here. They're going to go across there. And then I will pick up these squares in the bottom of her apron. That'll work. Oh, thank you, Sheila. Oh, Colleen, are you so sick? Man, you've been sick for a long time. And I'm sitting here talking about cabinets, not paying attention, and that did not come out right. Some were wider than the other one. Well, that's what my husband sounds like. It sounds like it's stuck in his lungs, but he's got steroids, so I could see the COVID medicine maybe not working, but when you have steroids, usually that stuff gets out pretty quick. Go ahead and do this lettering on here first. Oh, Sheila, you guys got it too? Ugh. Yeah, you better go in and get that checked, because that's when I get in trouble, is when it gets in my lungs. You mean, well, now I've got to go over the white again because I've done that. All right. This is back. It is backwards, isn't it? All right, ladies, I've got to turn you. Otherwise, you're going to have to look at lettering backwards. Hold on.